Hey everybody, what's going on? It's all 1994. I hope you're all having a great day today. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing the patch notes that were released for RuneScape Dragonwilds on May 1st, 2025, patch 0.7.3, Eye on Ashenfall. So this patch is a bit bigger than the first patch we got. There's a bit more involved that they are planning to, they already released for the game. I'm a couple days late on this, so forgive me for that, but better late than never, right? So to start up here at the top, what I did want to mention is they are going to be starting a monthly series called This Month in Ashenfall, where I'm assuming they're going to be talking about, stuff that they're going to be adding to the game and updates, whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Moving on, we have cloud saves, which are basically, we know that this is one you've been after, so we're very excited to share that this feature is available right now. No more backing up local copies for shenanigans, which is nice. And then this is the one, ironically, that I had talked about in the last patch note video I did, the Velgar Meteor fix. When you are in your base and have protection overhead, then meteors raining down from the Scaly Scourge should be less of a problem now. Any more of that and we'd have to end up crafting an umbrella. So basically what this is now, if you're inside your base building and you have a roof over your head, the meteors won't phase through them like there's nothing there. The roof will take the brunt of the damage until it's probably destroyed, I would assume. So that's good. This was the fix that I was hoping that they would have incorporated last patch, but, again, better late than never. So, yeah, pretty happy about that. And then this is the rest of them. I'm going to actually probably go through most of these just to kind of see what's actually going on. So the first one is a better fix for completing quests with a full inventory. No more chucking your materials before talking to Zanuck. The goblin in Vertentis Kara Vault will be more noticeable. Talkative, but Spitfoot is important, so we can't have you missing them. All status effect immunities have all been checked and should be working correctly. Fix for Ashlog duplication in the Shattered Plains. Whenever you see something like this, a wizard did it. Fixes to a few areas in the world where players can get stuck, which is nice. Obviously they don't want players getting stuck to the point to where they can't get out. So nice that they address that. Improvements to reduce client desync, which means that ranged combat in multiplayer worlds should feel extra nice. I personally have only been playing solo, so I haven't experienced any real desync. But again, nice that they are addressing something like that head on and early into the game. Respawn Bloodwood sap can now be gathered. This one's got us feeling all sappy. These puns are actually kind of cringe. Not gonna lie. But, again, I'm still working on the main quest. I have to get the Bloodwood sap, so apparently that was an issue. Didn't know about that. This is for controller. The left bumper works correctly in the crafting menu, which is good for controller players. Obviously, you want all of your button inputs to be working properly in a video game. Continued localization fixes for missing translations and cutoff text. A couple of typo fixes in quests and journal entries. Chests you are interacting with when you die are no longer locked forever. That's actually, really annoying. That's very good that they decided to address that. XP balancing for Splinter. I'm pretty sure I'm maxed out in woodcutting until they raise it to whatever level they decide to raise the level cap to, if they are planning on doing that soon. So this doesn't really affect me too much at this point, but, it is what it is. Beards no longer clip through helmets. I don't think mine ever was clipping through a helmet, but it could have been, for all I know. Blood VFX will be in the right place on smaller AI. Kebits may seem cute, but their teleporting blood was a little off-putting. Your own gravestone VFX should be a different color to everyone else's. That's pretty big for, if you're playing in a multiplayer world, so you know which one is yours, obviously. And then general crash fixes, because the game probably still is having a bit of stability issues. I personally haven't had any crashes on the game yet, which is good for me, but for other people, obviously, you want that to be taken care of as quick as possible. And the final little bit here is of the patch notes for this patch. What else are you looking at? So, we're working with the art team to explore feedback around the bloom and blur options. I know people have been talking about how the bloom and the blur in this game is pretty ridiculous, and I will have to agree that it is pretty crazy, especially in certain biomes on the game. So hopefully that'll be this. They'll be addressing this in maybe the next patch or the one after that. This is a delicate process because we're very attached to the aesthetic and art style that makes this game so pretty. So we're trying to make sure we're meticulously adjusting this to be just right, which is fair. The game does have its own aesthetic that does give it its own charm. So they obviously want to stick to that without completely taking that away. So I feel like they'll find a nice middle ground that'll hopefully appease most players without upsetting people more than they're already upset about it. And then we're working with our team to develop clear terms around modding, and we'll share those in a distinct news post when we have everything organized. It involves checking legal stuff we need to speak to grown-ups about, so it's taking a while, but we hear you. Modding communities are a big part of gaming nowadays. I know that, for example, Call of Duty has always tried to have a solid modding community, but Activision always shoots them down and doesn't really support that. So the fact that these guys are already coming out saying that they are trying to support the modding community for this game is big for the people that like mods and video games. So this, pretty big. Pretty happy to see that. And we hope you enjoy Steam Cloud saves, and we're going to be taking a deep dive into your feedback as we keep building this awesome game together. Look forward to news on Magic, including a sneak peek at what it looks like, in the upcoming video. Until then, check out our Discord, follow our socials up top, and be good. See you soon, Adventurer. So yeah, overall, this is a pretty nice patch. A lot of these things in here, I'll be honest, I didn't really know about. It's happened to me, and I just happened to not notice it in my time playing. But, good to see that they are tackling a lot of issues relatively quickly. It's nice. They are a bigger company that can manage a lot of this stuff, so it's nice to see. And then this one was the biggest one that I was hoping for, so I'm glad that this is already live and in the game, so now I don't have to worry. If Velgar decides to come through and do his little meteor BS, I can finally use my base as protection for at least a little while, which is nice. But overall, guys, that's about it. This is patch 0.7.3 Eye on Ashenfall that was released on May 1st, 2025. It is currently now live in the game as of recording this video. But other than that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. If you disliked the video, go ahead and leave me a dislike as well. It doesn't hurt my feelings. And this is All You Know 1994. Peace out.